Overuse of AI is making people idiots.
The output of the AI is not a function of the quality of the model. It is a function of what you do with it.
Human brain is going to become as small as a dot. There is not a single original thought. It's all AI.
Maybe you are way too much on LinkedIn.
I am.
Where you are getting a lot of this garbage.
What's going to happen if AI shuts down tomorrow?
If you plot the world population in a square, the number of people who are using AI are a small square here, right? The world is definitely going to get better with AI.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of This Living Room, where it's being shot in this living room. Meet my co-host.
Hello.
Adi? Okay, we're going to jump right in. Very, very exciting topic, at least for me, not sure if it's exciting for you or not.
Before you even begin, I vehemently disagree.
He vehemently disagrees.
Yeah.
Overuse of AI is making people idiots. I would have used another word for idiots, but I want to play it safe because what if there are kids watching? No, but I also unchecked that box for kids. Anyway, it's making people idiots.
Okay.
Agree? Disagree?
Like I said, vehemently disagree.
Okay. Please tell me why you disagree.
No.
this.
First, you have to prove the case of why do you think people are becoming idiots because of use of AI. As in,
So personal experiences. I've been meeting people all throughout my life, and I wrote about this on LinkedIn today. I've been meeting people all throughout my life. I still continue to meet people. I see the average intelligence quotient has gone down dramatically in the last, I would say, 4 years or so.
Okay.
The only outside factor in this, keeping in mind everything else has stayed the same, is the advent of AI. Now, I want to quantify that because it's textual, right? There are layers to this.
Yeah.
Not use of AI. I'm not saying use of AI. I'm saying overuse of things which you could have done by yourself. For example, writing a comment on LinkedIn. Let's say that you're reading someone's post, writing a comment on LinkedIn. To write that comment, going to AI and say, hey, listen, this is the post, generate a comment for me and pasting a comment. Things like that. Repeated things like that is making people idiots. Purely from a biological side, evolution, when the human body doesn't need the use of certain things, they become redundant, right? So my thesis, not that you or me will live till that time, is that the human brain is going to become as small as a dot.
Okay, so you've said a lot of things, and on a lot of them, you are not a subject matter expert, neither am I. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So we are not subject matter experts in anything.
Yeah. So number one being evolutionary biology. Okay, so I'll go backwards. The evidence of certain parts in the human body becoming redundant for humans as well as other animals is definitely rare, right? As in there are many parts which play no role, but they used to play a role, and we've kind of evolved. But that takes a very, very long time.
Millions of years.
Yeah. And I don't know how long, so I'm saying it's a very long time, right? AI has been in existence for 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay? And at scale over the last 1 year. So I think that attribution fundamentally is incorrect. Okay. That's number one. Number two, could it just be that the nature of people that you're interacting with is changing?
Suddenly.
No. And you said over time, right? And so I'll tell you why. And so if you plot your career graph, okay, when you were working in a corporatized agency setup, the nature of people that you were interacting was different. Okay. Then that shifted and you started your own company. You started dealing with founders with different profiles.
Yeah.
You started dealing with teams with
the founders were clients at my agencies, right?
Agencies never had, your agencies didn't have founder clients. Your agencies had large multinational clients. Very different profiles.
Yeah, okay.
So fundamentally different. Now you also run multiple training programs where you teach different profiles of people.
Yeah.
Okay. So the breadth of your experience has changed.
Yeah.
And over the last 3-4 years is where most of the other half of your interaction with people has happened. It could just be that
outside legacy clients, you're saying.
Outside legacy clients, outside legacy brands. It's happened in the last 4-5 years, right? It could just be that your sample set has shifted and you're finding the conversation different over the last 4-5 years.
I'm not finding conversation different. I'm finding that people are not being able to grasp very, very simple tasks. So, okay, let's play apples to apples. 2009, 2010, I would still hire interns.
Yes.
2026, I'm still hiring interns.
Yes.
No difference,
Yes.
right? The year has changed. Nothing else has changed.
Yeah.
People are still interns. I'm still
No,
hiring.
many things have changed, so we'll come to that.
I'm saying the year. I mean, the year has changed.
Like a 20-year-old today versus a 20-year-old in 2006, many things have changed.
Yeah. But okay, now if I'm asking someone to like 2007, 2008, whatever, I'm asking someone, it's a 3-step process to apply for internship.
Yeah.
Let's say forget what the steps are.
Yeah.
There was no Google form back in the day. There's Google form now.
Yeah.
Forget about what those steps are. 3-step process to apply for an internship, even now. Back then, interns would get the 3-step process. Today, by and large, they don't understand this 3-step process.
Okay, so could it be that when you were in the previous role, when you were hiring interns then, you were not the one who was setting up the process?
No, I was the one setting up the process.
So there was no HR involved in internship hiring, none of that?
Only at the final stage.
I thought HR would be at the initial stage and you would be at the final stage.
No.
Okay. So you're saying you did it. Was the process different then?
The tech was different.
So exactly, right? It could just be that the tech is different and they are used to different tech.
Who's used to different techs? Are you saying that a 20-year-old today, 21-year-old today has no idea about forget about the tech. I'm saying, suppose the instruction is you have to fill up a Google form. That's an instruction.
Yeah.
Earlier, the instruction was you have to give me a call.
Yeah.
That was or you have to send me an email. Realistically, you have to send me an email. You have to set up a form. I'm talking about the instruction, understanding the instruction, not the tech. I'm saying understanding that instruction back then and understanding this instruction now, people don't get this.
But how is that being attributed to AI? As in, why are you saying that's because of AI? It could just be that this is the first real generation which has grown up on social media where attention spans have gone down so much. Attention spans are so different. By the way, my experience is very different like that. Okay, so I also hire a bunch of interns. I have never found this to be the problem where people have not been able to follow the process. Okay, not once has this happened with me, where somebody has come back and said that we didn't understand how to apply.
No one has said this to me, that they can't understand the process.
Yeah.
I can figure out that they couldn't understand the process because they haven't applied properly.
No, so they filled the incomplete form.
Or not filled things that they had to fill.
Yeah, so incomplete form in some way or the other, right? So that's not a process challenge, right? They could still reach a Google form. They potentially probably could not understand the questions properly or something else. So it's not a technology challenge. It's not a basic...
I never said it's a technology challenge.
No, I'm saying it's not understanding technology. It's not a basic intelligence challenge.
It's a basic intelligence challenge.
Even back in the day when people filled manual forms, you also got shit forms, right? People wrote stupid shit in forms which were pen and paper as well.
You're picking up, were people dumb back in the day?
Yeah.
Of course, people were dumb back in the day. That's not my argument. My argument is, in a sample set of 100, were 60 people better than average? Today, sample set of 100 people are 60 people better than average.
So I'm saying maybe
Of course, there are dumb people on both sides.
Yeah, so I'm saying your interaction might have changed, right? And you might be dealing with a different set of people than you were dealing with back then. Okay. People applying to mainline agencies back in the day potentially came with better credentials. Okay. Even today, people who will apply, let's say, to a large network agency versus apply to us, there'll be a difference in profile of people. Why would a super smart intern want to apply to either your company or mine?
Yeah.
While, let's say, a JWT or a FCB or a Mindshare, they can also apply to, right? So there could be just that difference in talent as well, right? The talent that you are interfacing with could be different. Earlier, what you were interfacing was a different talent. So forget that. I'm saying, why is AI the villain? As in, that is something I don't understand. What has AI got to do with all of this?
I think AI is the villain because your over-dependency on over-dependency on anything will make you use that part less.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you a real example.
I'll also give you
my mother-in-law.
So hold on, hear me out.
Wait, no, you wait.
Okay.
My mother-in-law had a stroke.
Okay.
Yeah. Her left side of her body became paralyzed.
Yeah.
Okay. Her left hand stopped having function.
Okay.
So she was moving her right hand and doing things.
Yeah.
Over time with physio, her left hand became perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No problem. Medically proven to be perfectly fine by all doctors.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the hand. she doesn't use her left hand. Why doesn't she use her left hand? Because she's figured out that using the right hand is fine in her life. She can just do things. If she doesn't have to use
And
the
mentally
left
also
hand,
she's kind of got
she
a
doesn't
little
have-
apprehensive
if
about
she
it.
doesn't, not apprehensive. We've had this conversation where she's told me in so many words that if I don't have to use my left hand, why would I
should
use it?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening. That's the same metaphor. If I don't have to use one part of my brain that I was using before, why do I need to?
Okay, so do you think that the advent of calculators made people daft?
No.
So did the advent of spreadsheets make people daft?
But you're talking just about mathematical stuff. I'm not talking about mathematical stuff.
So I'm saying this is also part of brain function, brain usage. Now, without calculators,
If I'm going on an Excel sheet to do 2 by 2, yeah, then I'm dumb.
no, why? Why is that dumb? Why is that a definition of dumb? Earlier, back in the day, when there were no calculators, people could do complex calculations, right? 33 into 67, somebody could answer, right? Now, today, I can't answer that, and I'm reasonably good at math, right? I can't answer that question. I'll still have to think, calculate. I'll probably get it wrong. Calculator, spreadsheet will help me get it right, okay? Basic functions which were considered standards have evolved. There is no utility that exists in my knowing the answer mentally to 37 into 63. It doesn't solve for anything.
Sure, but so if you stretch that, you're
Yeah.
saying that then by that logic, you don't, as a human being, you don't need to know anything about anything because all the information is out there in the world.
Not information. I'm saying the ability to process lower end
Process information
tasks,
only.
lower end tasks, right? As in the
But
utility.
what could be lower end for you could be high end for someone else. What could be high end for you could be low end for someone else. Like 33 into 56 for you could be high end right now, but it's low end for someone else. Right? It's subjective.
No, I'm saying generally. So let's say if you divide intellectual tasks, right, into basic level, medium level, intermediary level, super evolved, right? Earlier, and the way our education system is also defined, would help us prepare for the lower end, and to some extent, higher education would prepare us for the middle end of the tasks, right? And then you had to do a PhD to become super evolved in the field like that,
Yeah.
right? So structurally, you were defined like that. Now, with the toolkitting available, these skills are not required. Why do I need to learn what happened in the War of Panipat and have it in rote memory, right? It doesn't solve for anything. Yes, interpreting history and using it for potentially a predictive model of what is going to happen in the future is a skill that I need to have.
No, so what are the things that people need to know? Or are you saying people don't need to know anything?
No, nothing. So people, okay, so let's take the math example, right? Because it's the most tangible. People need to understand that there is.
You don't think people will forget how to have a conversation with each other? Like you and me can effortlessly sit across each other and have a conversation. Wouldn't it be daft if we were on AI and saying, okay, my friend is sitting here next to me, what do I say to him? Please tell me. And then I get an answer and I say, hey Adi, how are you today?
We'll come to social skills. Social skills are a very separate conversation, right? Social skills, I bucket it as life skills. So that's a very separate
But
conversation.
social skills right now are also fed by AI.
No,
people. What are you saying? People are constant. Please talk to people who are on dating apps.
I know that. People type answers on ChatGPT and
Yeah.
even like in normal WhatsApp conversations,
Yeah.
people type answers on ChatGPT and
But
plug
that
it
is
in.
a social skill.
Hold on, hear me out. So social skills is completely separate and we'll come to that, okay? First, let's address intellectual capability, okay? Now, math is the simplest example of intellectual capability, okay? Because it's very objective in that sense.
I agree with you on
Yeah,
that.
what do you agree?
I agree.
No, but I haven't even told you what I'm going to say. So how can you agree? What I'm saying is that there is addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. What it means and what it does to numbers, fundamentally, I need to know. Okay? If I know that, then I can do complex mathematical understanding. I can understand trigonometry. I can understand algebra. I can potentially understand calculus. I need to know this base, right? What I don't need to know today is the rote understanding of the multiplication table.
Memorizing.
Right? That I don't need. So the nature of what the intellectual ability means evolves when technology becomes present and available for people, right? Hence today, if I have to summarize an email and if I have to reply to an email and if I have my LLM connected to my email, I don't need to write that email. Why do I need to write that email? Because it's not value added information, right? There is nothing. Out of 100 emails that you get, 80% are FIIs and there is some level of acknowledgement that you have to do. Okay, I will revert to you, I will give it to you in 4 days. Timeline kind of conversation, right? What value addition are you doing? Why can't you free up your mental space
And do what with that mental space?
whatever you want? Okay, you can do anything that you want. I'm saying just sleep. It doesn't matter.
That's why people are becoming fucking zombies.
Let them become zombies. I'm saying, but that doesn't compromise on intellectual capability. Okay.
Yeah, of course it does.
How?
People are becoming dumb fucks by
How?
sleeping all the time, by letting someone else do what you should be doing.
How are you? Okay. So if I had to reply to 100 emails, how would that?
I'm not. You're getting into specific things.
Okay.
By all means, use AI to help efficiency. By all means. Okay. But going to AI for every small little thing.
Like what? Like what? Okay. So let's take examples. Now, what are the things you're saying? People are using AI, and I'm taking the social situation out. Let's talk about work right now. Okay. People are using AI to draft replies to emails, draft replies to Slack messages, draft reply to WhatsApps. Okay.
People don't have a single. By people, again, I'm generalizing. There is no original thought, Adi. There is no original thought right now.
But I think if you're generalizing this way too much.
Please scroll on LinkedIn. Please, just 2 scrolls. There is not a single original thought. Okay. It's all AI. And once you scroll twice, you'll see a pattern. You'll see a pattern in the words. You'll see a pattern in the structure. You'll see everything, which means that people are posting on AI just to be present. People are posting on LinkedIn to be present on LinkedIn. They're not offering anything.
Yeah, completely agree. Okay, LinkedIn, very good example. Now, okay, so let's look at LinkedIn pre-AI and post-AI. Okay, and this is, by the way, true for all social media platforms, right? So let's look at, and let's take LinkedIn as an example. If there was no AI, the number of people who would devote time and effort to post on LinkedIn was very few.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And large percentage of the audience were consumers because it took effort. You had to devote time, you had to write, you had to do a bunch of things, right? So the volume of content was lesser, and the benefits also accrued to a few people who put in that effort, right? So like the 1% had 99% of the following, right? That's how what happened. Then there is a process of democratization which has happened. Now
everyone has access to it.
Everybody has access to it.
Everyone is posting.
Yes. Now what will happen with this is that, like, you are understanding that there is no value to this content because there is no original thought in this content, so is the rest of the world. So the reason why people are doing this, that objective is not going to be met. Okay, so eventually what people will figure is that I need to start using AI better versus just typing random shit and random prompts.
You're talking about 15 years later.
No, it's going to happen in a year. So how many posts will you write? Okay, so suppose, let's say I was never writing anything on LinkedIn. I just discovered that, hey, listen, man, I think LinkedIn has a lot of value for me. Let me just start using AI to write stuff on LinkedIn. Okay, I'll write 1 post, 2 posts, 3 posts, 5 posts, 50 posts. I will find no traction, no engagement. Everybody will walk past my post because eventually the consumer of the content is people like you and me.
I'm saying there is traction. What if there is traction?
Yeah, so okay. So we'll come to that as well. So there could be 2 situations where there is...
I'm not talking about the content, Adi. I'm talking about the person. I'm always talking about the person. Forget about the traction. Forget about the output. Let's say that this post has garnered 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this person has no original thought. What's happening to this person?
Okay. So I was talking about the other situation where this post got 0 likes, right?
Doesn't matter.
If this consistently keeps happening, the objective with which you went onto the platform gets defeated. So you will have to change that anyway, right? So a lot of people will have to start using AI better. There is a very interesting quote about AI saying that the output of the AI is not a function of the quality of the model. It is a function of what you do with it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you give it garbage and if you expect it will give out garbage.
Yeah.
Right. Now, over time, if let's say there are 1,000 people, out of which 10 are posting themselves original thought all the time and they are getting all the attention, and the rest of the 990 are not.
But the fact that it will give out garbage is rapidly going to change with newer AI coming into play.
So
the output is not going to be garbage anymore. The output will be average or better than average.
Yeah, so then it's valuable content, right? Then you can't say
I'm not talking about the content. I'm talking about the person.
Okay.
the person is using AI for something which should have come from his or her head.
Okay. Agreed.
This person is not using their head. That is what I'm talking about. That's what I've been consistently talking about.
Okay. So two things. Let's again build on the LinkedIn example. Okay. Let's say I open Claude. I go to Claude saying, hey, this is my CV. Okay. This is my objective. I want to get better leads for my business. Put together a content plan. Put together a content calendar. Okay. Write the posts for me. Tell me what to post when. Tell me the cadence. Give me everything, and I start shipping it out without reading it. That's the most extreme model, right? Where I don't even look at what Claude has given. I just simply post it. Okay. The second is I glance through it. I tweak it a little bit. And the third is I use it as a base, and I build on top of it. The fourth is I tell it specifically that, hey, this is what I want you to do, and you just do it for me, right? Like, so for example, when I'm writing, I record like a 5-minute voice note and I give it to ChatGPT on the app, and that's the starting point of what I want to say on LinkedIn. Okay. And then I build from there. Right. So I transcribe it transcribes everything, it writes.
But that voice note is an original thought.
It is an original thought, right? That's my thought. So that's one extreme. The other extreme is full 100% usage. With the 100% usage, if the person is still getting the benefit, and I know that this person is not posting original thought, right? The objective might not be to post original thought, no. The objective might be to leverage the platform for business outcomes. Maybe it happens, but that doesn't make the person dafter. It just says that the person doesn't care enough to put original thought.
The person is using the brain less. Of course, it means that.
No, maybe this usage of the brain has no value for the person in their lives, right? This is something that they need to do.
Are you saying original thought has no value in today's life?
Original thought does,
But
absolutely.
that's exactly what this is.
No, you are saying that original thought on LinkedIn.
You are saying that. Ask Claude, this is my resume. Write posts that you think will pertain to my resume. Give me a cadence. I'll copy paste.
Zero, not even looking at it.
Zero original thought.
Yes.
Which means I'm not using any original thought in my head right now.
No, Baba, but for this particular use case, na?
It's not a small use case. You're making it seem that this number is a small number. It's a massive number.
What is a massive number?
This first
number of people
doing this.
I don't think so. A lot of people.
No, you're not on LinkedIn enough. Please spend some time.
Maybe you are way too much on LinkedIn.
I am.
Where you are getting a lot of this garbage. But a lot of people put in some sort of prompt saying that I want to write about this topic, help me understand, make something on this. Okay, people are going down that path. I'm saying this original thought did not exist in their head even earlier. Now it's just getting exposed because now they know that I can leverage this platform without having original thought. It's not like these people were brimming with original thoughts before AI and suddenly because of AI, original thought has collapsed. Earlier, these people were just quiet. They were not talking because they had nothing to say.
Quiet does not mean not having original thought.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, suppose I had no original thought, but I wanted to talk. Earlier, I couldn't because I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Now, I still don't have original thought, but I have somebody who's writing on my behalf and I'm posting it. That's the only difference. I never had original thought before. I don't have original thought now. So the original thought.
But how are you saying this person doesn't? I'm saying everyone has original thought.
Okay.
Every single person is a creative person.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying
everyone has original thought.
Okay, so they did not want to leverage their original thought for
they didn't tap into
on
it.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Earlier they didn't want to do it. Today also they don't want to do it. Now they just have a voice because the tool is helping them do it. That's it. That's the only difference.
Correct. So what's essentially happening is that I have so if you shut up two people in a room, you give one of them a subscription to ChatGPT, and if you give one a piece of paper and a pen, right, and you say create an ad for polio, let's say, right, the person with the paper and pen is forced to think.
I don't agree. Even the person with ChatGPT is forced to think.
No, what's happening today is that the person is going to say, hey, I've been briefed to write an ad about polio. Give me an ad on polio.
That'll generate an average ad.
Yeah.
So now you are...
Again, you're talking about the output. I'm not talking about the output. I'm talking about the human brain.
No, but I can make...
I'm saying you're forcing this person to think.
I can make a very lazy polio ad as well, right? With the level of thought is equal to the level of the prompt.
You'll make a lazy polio ad, that's fine, but your brain is still working to create that.
No, even here my brain is working to prompt it. It's not like the prompt is also coming from my brain, nah. I'm saying
You're talking about intelligent use of AI.
yeah, exactly.
I'm saying this intelligent use of AI is a very small number.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that just because earlier you didn't see this volume of content, these people were quiet, now they have a voice and they're talking, you're seeing a lot of shit coming out. And I agree there's a lot of shit out there. Okay, I'm not debating that. All I'm saying is had the tool not been available, these people would have just backed off and not written anything. Over time, what will happen is that they'll realize that the reason why they started posting stuff on LinkedIn, there is no value which is accruing to them. And either they'll do something about it where they start using their brains better, they start leveraging the tool better, or they will stop. It's like if I post 50 times and I don't get any traction, I get demotivated, right? That's exactly what's going to happen. Because eventually it'll just become that, okay, I keep posting every day, no leads have come for my business, only nobody likes me, even my friends don't like my post. What is the point of doing this? So you understand the human, it's not that the AI is making people dafter. Okay, it's essentially what is happening is that here people who never
There's thinking firepower. AI is stopping that thinking firepower.
I think it's complementing it. Like today, the kind of stuff and the speed at which I can do stuff with AI.
You're talking about a different fucking audience only. I'm not talking about people like you.
No, okay.
I'm talking about someone who's gotten themselves a free subscription of ChatGPT and who really thinks that this is the answer to everything. I'm talking about that person. I'm saying that person is not one person. That person is millions of people who are exactly like that.
Okay, so what is going to happen in the slightly short term for these people? Okay, in the world, what gets rewarded is original thinking. We agree, right? Largely,
I'm not so sure about that.
No, it is. At the end of the day, your unique point of view in a situation is what gets valued, right? As in, you look at art, you look at work, everything, right? So like the tenure of a CEO is defined by how the CEO looked at the business, right? And if you look at tenures of CEOs, you find structural differences in companies. It's because a CEO got a particular point of view on that business. It's also environmental, right? What changed, etc., etc. I'm saying everything else aside, the trajectory of the company changes with the CEO. Why? Because the CEO had a certain point of view. In the world, everywhere, your point of view is the most important thing. Okay? If you think that you can sit back and have no point of view and just start dumping garbage out and expect value to come from it, that value is not going to happen.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that 5 years later, 10 years later, these are the people who are going to be either running businesses or heads of brands.
No, but how will they get there? I'm saying,
okay, so either way we are fucked, right? If there is no one what's going to happen to this set of people? How will they survive life?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. Okay.
What will they do?
Yeah, exactly. So today,
what's going to happen if AI shuts down tomorrow?
No, then we are back to square one. As in, then we are back to the old days.
We are back. You and me are back to square one.
They'll also have to learn, right? You have to earn a living. So you'll have to evolve and you'll have to learn. Imagine if AI technology hadn't come. There was no AI technology. The world would have continued functioning, right? If it never happened. If there was no social media, the world would have continued. So you'll adapt and learn. What happens if the technology goes away is a very separate conversation. I'm saying, if there is not enough value that you are bringing to the table, either you will not have a seat at the table, or you will have to change and start adding more value to it. The lazy utilization of technology is not a very long-term thing. It's going to last another 6, 8, 10, 12 months, not even more than that. Okay? Today, let's say you're a freelancer who does social media, right? And you're a team of two, there's an art guy, there's a copy guy. Suddenly, both these people start realizing that, hey, I can take on 50 clients. Okay? Because I have tools available. I can use Claude, ChatGPT to write like social media copy at scale. My art guy can write social media, can design at scale, can make videos at scale. Perfect. Very good. You'll get your first 50 clients. How do you show impact? If you don't show impact, the 50 will reduce to 40, will reduce to 30, will reduce to 10, and eventually 0. Right? So the tool itself is giving you the ability to take on 50 clients. But the tool is also giving you the ability to deliver awesome work for 50 clients with only 2 people. Now, that unique point of view is something that you will have to bring. This is a very short-term arbitrage which is happening, where the number of, by the way, if there's, I'll share that photo and we should post it, right? If you plot the world population in a square, the number of people who are using AI are a small square here, right? It's a very tiny number. So this arbitrage which exists, right, where there's so many people who don't use AI who get shocked and surprised with, oh, they gave this output to me in 12 hours. That's going to reduce. Eventually, quality and point of view will get rewarded. So this arbitrage is going to be a very small arbitrage, as in it's not something which is going to extend very long. At the end of the day, you want great copy, right? You want great creative. Now, today, if a person is making it or if AI is making it, that doesn't really
matter.
It doesn't matter
That
at all.
doesn't matter.
Shit quality creative never survived back in the day, will not survive even today.
Fully agree.
But now, so I'll tell you the leverage, right? The leverage point. I can't draw a straight line even with a scale. That is my level. That is the kind of.
How? You put a scale and you...
No, I make it teda, man. I can't do it.
Okay.
As in, my level of art is horrible. Okay. I have a vivid imagination. I can create art today which will parallel at least an average graphic designer because I can imagine it. I can't do it myself.
Got it.
But I can do it. It's given me that leverage.
Correct.
Okay. So leverage is available.
That is, you're using your brain. My whole conversation that we started off was, if you're not using your brain, you are using your brain and telling ChatGPT or whichever AI that you use that, listen, I have this idea about this visual. I can't do it myself. This is how I'm thinking about it. Now generate.
Yeah.
But you're thinking of it.
Yeah.
It's an original thought.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying original thought is dying. If original thought dies, then we are fucked. We are fucked.
So, yeah. So in my head, I think the nature of original thought will change because the value is...
What does that mean? Nature of original thought?
Like base level skills, slightly evolved skills, super evolved skills, right?
Not much skills. Or thought is nothing to do with skill.
No, as in even the kind of things that you think about, right? Earlier, somebody was very excited.
Point of view. If I say, Adi, should this swimming pool be closed or open? It's a point. You'll have a point of view on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a binary point of view.
Yes, it's nuanced layered.
It's a nuanced layered point of view.
Absolutely.
But if you feed this, if you take a picture of this pool and you feed it into ChatGPT or wherever and say, should this pool be open or closed? Right? It's not your thought anymore.
Agreed.
You're not thinking. You're not using your brain.
Agreed. So I think this curve will happen. As in, if there is a lot of this kind of conversation which is happening with AI, the utility of that output will keep reducing, right? Now, the utility of the output is also feedback driven. If you're sitting with 5 people and we are having a conversation about the pool, the person who has taken the photo and asked GPT might come to 2 conclusions. Hey, these other people's point of view seems better, mine isn't. Right? This seems very generic, as in it's just saying that, oh, if the temperature drops, then shut the pool because in the cold people can't swim, it's not a heated pool. That's where it stops, right? You have got into a very different kind of zone. I've got into a very different kind of zone. I've gone all Murakami on it and this, that, right?
Yeah.
Existential crisis of why swimming is important and how it will save people and all of that, right? So we can go down that path. But the nuance of that conversation, that human being will also realize. See, you understand that feedback is a very powerful thing. Okay? When you start giving feedback I
agree. People will realize. I just hope it's not too late when people realize that they're turning into idiots.
Yeah, but it's going to happen very quickly. As in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conversations, and you realize, like this person who let's say, going back to your first example, right, couldn't fill a Google form properly and not get an internship, right? If it happens 3-4 times, the person will kind of realize, right, that listen, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not even getting a call. Maybe I'm not getting the form right. It's going to happen because outcomes are dependent on your point of view and your quality of work. So I'm saying don't blame technology, but I'm saying the enablement that
I'm not blaming technology. I'm blaming your relationship with technology. I'm blaming your dependency, which is why I started with over dependency.
It's new.
I'm blaming the person, not blaming the tech at all.
See, understand this level of power is very new. Okay, you never had this level of power earlier, and for anybody who's using it, this level of power is crazy new. We still haven't grappled with what is the best way to use social media, right? And social media addiction. There is so much research that dopamine levels spike with social media, etc., etc. It's very bad for health. Your brain gets wired differently. Attention spans reduce. Bunch of things.
By the way, I did something. I've switched off all my notifications on Instagram.
I've just switched off I don't have any notifications on
WhatsApp
anywhere.
I need because WhatsApp is work.
As in WhatsApp, only direct conversations, all group notifications are off.
Yeah, same here.
So-
I've realized that Instagram was taking up too much, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Like fucking following increases, ting, and my watch also.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck this, I can't.
I
deal
switched
with
off
this.
everything. Okay. So we are also still grappling as to how to best handle social media, right? We've actively been living with social media for over a decade. We still don't have answers, right? This is a year-old technology and it is super powerful. The ability to just have a conversation and ask about astrophysics to how to make an ad in your mobile device is crazy power.
Correct.
People will evolve and figure this out. I think we're just going through that transition. And
Or maybe I'm just becoming old and I'm just surrounded with stupidity. That's also a possibility.
yeah, a little bit of senility also is part of the mix. Yeah, but I don't think that. But again, coming back to one piece which we missed, I think, which is very important before we close. How do people socialize? Okay. This, I think, is a real problem. And this generational shift has happened, started by social. Okay. People are very comfortable DMing. People are not comfortable having a face-to-face. Right. Now, eventually it will come to a place where having a face-to-face will become a skill which is valuable. Right now, there are certain people who are very good at it, but by and large, people can have a conversation. Right. Eventually, this will become a prize skill if we continue down that path. Okay. Now, earlier it was just DM without AI, right? Now it's DM with AI,
Yeah.
right? Dating apps, social media DMs, right? Even talking. I find it easier to pick up the phone and have a conversation with somebody, but I know a lot of people, for them, chat on WhatsApp is easier, right? The first instinct is not call and talk, right? So the middle ground that I have solved for is that I send voice notes,
Same here.
right?
I can't be bothered to chat so much.
No, I could if needed.
It's too time consuming.
Yeah, but I also feel that there's a loss in transmission. As in, my message doesn't get delivered if I just type, right? My voice note is more nuanced versus my typing.
Yeah.
So the scope of misinterpretation is lesser. I can say more things versus typing. But over time, this will become a valuable skill, which is a problem because life, we are interconnected, right? As in our growth, not just financial growth, every which ways, like our growth with friends, our growth in relationships, all of this is dependent on how we interact with people.
Correct.
This is going to be a real problem. And this is social driven more than AI. AI will just exacerbate it to some extent, but it's very social driven.
This actually started with the pandemic. The pandemic made it really worse.
Pandemic also made it worse. Pandemic
coupled with AI.
coupled with social.
So like this whole thing of keeping cameras off, I don't I don't understand it. Forget about me not understanding it. That's fine. I don't understand a lot of things, but I find it very difficult to connect with someone when the camera is off.
Yeah.
So when I'm having a new meeting with a client, also, I tell them that can you please switch your camera on, and if they can't switch the camera on, I said no problem. We'll do the call another time.
Yeah.
I can't do unless I'm connected, unless I'm reading off your body language.
Yeah.
It's not just talking. We could have had a phone call.
Hey, but see, like again, evolution, right? Can you imagine having client meetings online? As in, you were sitting in the office, right? When you had to
Correct.
present a film, you were there.
Yeah.
Now we have come to a place where we are happy with camera on hona chahiye, life is good.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe we'll figure this out as well. Probably.
Okay. On that note,
Optimistic
note that the
we
world
will figure this out.
The world will get better with AI. Without AI, people will get.
No,
smart.
let me say, the world is definitely going to get better with AI. For sure.
Okay. Like, share, subscribe.
Comment, please.